announce the best painting. And when they saw the painting, everybody was shocked. Why? Because that was a painting of lightning, thunder, which was no peace, right? It was chaos. So the judges were furious, the artists were furious. I mean, not the judges, the artists were very furious. They said, how come? The theme was peace, and how come a lightning, a thunder picture gets the first place? So then the judges, the organizers, they said, what you can see in that picture is thunder and lightning. What you can't see was at the side a house, and that house there was a window, and that window there was somebody standing, with peace on his face. So that is true peace. No matter what is happening in your surroundings, all the chaos that is happening, if your mind is at peace, if your mind is calm, that is the true definition of peace. Today also we had a lot of chaos all around over here because of all the technical issues. But we are peaceful, we are calm, and in all the contestants' mind also, I'm sure there's a lot of chaos. I can see people stumbling, still people are in that chaos. So be calm, be peaceful, enjoy this moment, enjoy the contest and have fun. With that, I'll now hand over to our first contest chair. We have two contests today, the humorous and the evaluation. Put your hands together and help me welcome our first contest chair, Toastmaster Rashid Hussain. Over to you, Rashid.
Thanks, Dev, for the introduction. It's honor and privilege for me to be a contest chair for this club level humorous speech contest. So today we have 11 amazing participants who will craft their, who will show their craft, who will show their talent to us. So Chief Judge, fellow Toastmaster, guest, good evening.
Good evening.
So briefing to the contestant being done already. So just quickly I will recap some rules and regulations for the benefits of audience. So first of all, there is some rules about the disqualification. For example, timing. So for the speech time we have 5 to 7 minute time. So everybody have 5 to 7 minute time. So 5 minutes green light will on, 6 minute red light will on, amber light will on, and 7 minute red light will on. So after that you have 30-second grace period. After 7 minutes and 30 seconds and before 4 minutes and 30 seconds, this could be considered disqualification. This will be considered disqualification. So you have to cross this limit. You have to be in between this limit actually. And also plagiarism. So any external contents from Google here and there, only 20% is allowed with citation. More than that, it is not allowed and should be considered as disqualification. Copy of the speech from any other Toastmaster or any other video is not allowed. Same will be considered as disqualification. So this is your area, stage. You have to work here, you have to do the speech here. Plus any props, if you are using, you have to be shown in advance to contest chair or to the chief judge. Yeah, some declared, if anybody want to declare, no, so still have time. So without any further ado, Chief Judge, all judges are briefed, so we can start the contest.
Yeah, maybe we have to list down all the contestants so that we are seeing. Once read just the names. In order.
So for the humorous speech contest, we have 11 contestants. So I will go through the list and speaking order. The first one is Toastmaster Amitava Soham. He's present here. Second is Toastmaster Jayashri Ravindran. He is also present. Third is Mafaza Sharpen. Fourth speaker will be Toastmaster Saleh Rajab. Fifth speaker will be Toastmaster Marwan Midhat. Seventh speaker will be Toastmaster Santosh Nair. Eighth speaker will be Manish Kumar Bhandari. And ninth speaker will be Toastmaster Rashid Syed. 10th speaker will be Toastmaster Yana Morton. 11th last speaker will be Toastmaster Amina Salman. So this will be the speaking order. Please. Everybody.
No, my name is 6. You left right.
Yeah, you have number 6. Toastmaster Naina sir.
That's why we said we should read once. Okay.
So without further ado, because we have long contestant list, so I would like to call our first contestant of the day, first speaker, Toastmaster Amitava Saha. His speech title is The Pursuit of Happiness. The Pursuit of Happiness, Toastmaster Amitava Saha.
Am I audible?
Yes.
It's fine. During the takeoff of the flight, the pilot announced, "Bear with me, folks, this is my first time." Honorable Contest Chair, judges, and the blissful Toastmasters and the guests, how many of you wanted to be happy? That's great. Only for you, we are launching today the Happiness Loyalty Program. Absolutely free of cost. And during this program, today we will share the 3 secret recipe of the happiness. As well as you will able to earn a lot of loyalty points out of that, which will remain with you forever. Are you ready to join this program?
Yes.
Thank you. So let me start to unlock the first secret recipe with one of my college story. You know, that day we are in the high schools and all of a sudden we came to know our physics teachers are not coming. He is absent. In the meantime, we came to know the English teacher is coming here to take the class. Everyone is excited because no one wanted to miss her class. I think you can guess why. And all the classes we are having some genius students, genius group of students who always sit in the back and they claim that they know everything and they always try to take the onus to make everyone happy in the class, even at the cost of their punishment. One of that, the group, Banki Mukherjee, all of a sudden, he got influenced with the Wright brothers. You know the Wright brothers. And he wanted to launch a flight in the middle of the class from the backbench. And it's landed in front of the teacher. And when the teacher sees it is written, "We love you, English, even in our dreams." It reminds me the famous quote of the Mark Twain, "Sanity and happiness is impossible combinations." And that's why the first secret, don't take life so seriously, because we are not able to get out of alive. Be weird, be crazy, be stupid, be whatever. As life is too short to be anything, just be happy. Are you ready for the second secret to unlock?
Yes.
Great. Going back to my job hunting days, after my master's and the MBAs, searching for the job. And everyone's need experience. They do not allow the freshers. After long struggle, we are just roaming around for the interviews. All of a sudden met my friend Bonku. Remember? He was super happy. We told, "What happened? Bonku, how are you?" He's so fantastic. Life is so great to me. I told, what are you doing? He told nothing. And that time first he starts. Somebody has written, nothing is impossible. But means, what are you doing? Actually, I'm always be consistent in the being a first in the class from the last. And I continued the same in my college days. And after some time, my parents told, over, just wanted to get off your own, manage your own expenses. All of a sudden, I got an opportunity to being a stand-up comedian. Always I can make me happy that when I make others happy. And nowadays, a lot of corporate and the politicians hiring me to release their stress. And that reminds my second the advice. Being happy, it means to find the 1,000 reasons to smile. Even the life will give 100 reasons to cry. And it shows it's not the happiness doesn't mean that being the best from everything. It's not having the best of everything. Rather, it's making the best from everything. Are you agree?
Yes.
So ready for the third secret?
Yes.
Third secret, the story relates to my elder daughter, Ashmita. Nowadays, the new age generations, they know themselves how to make themselves happy. So you can see in the rooms where all the movies are going on, they find a cozy corner to see the tablet. So they are very good to how to make happy. Moreover, I sometimes get irritated because she is prone to a rap. She always starts dancing. Wherever you go, whatever they do, she dancing. That day, I came back home from the office. I was a little tired. She told, Papa, I have something for you. Well, not today. We will talk tomorrow. Well, no, I cannot sleep. You have to hear the rap which I created for you. And she started. Today, I want to tell you, Papa, you give me strength, you give me hope, you give me life, give me love. You give me all what you have. You have taken away my tears. You take away all my fears. So, because I'm going to sleep, I want to tell you, every time when I close my eyes, I see you in my, you came in my mind. When I think all what you have given, it fills my heart. And so if sun is not shining today, you will light my way. Thank you, Papa, for everything from bottom of my heart. And then I realized maybe a lot of time we judge the peoples, the way they believe, the way they express, but it's the emotions we value. So accept that every person in their way and be happy and spread the happiness. And believe me, it will come to you as many folds. Thank you, contestant. And I have small joining bonus for all of you.
This was Toastmaster Amitabha Sabha. 1 minute silence.
नमस्ते, मैं बाहर हूँ, वो दीदी घर पे हुए पहुँची होगी, आप किधर हो?
Thank you, Taima. So our second contestant is Toastmaster Jay Shri Ravindran. Her speech title is From Extinguish to Distinguish. Toastmaster Jay Shri.
Have you ever noticed how much a new mom is like a new Toastmaster? Like a new Toastmaster who is trying to master the art of public speaking. A new mom is trying to master the art of keeping a teeny tiny baby alive. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, do you know who is more scared than a new mom? A new Toastmaster. Because a new Toastmaster starts with the grand vision of speaking on a magnificent stage with a huge gathering, while a new mom starts with a grander vision of picture perfect life with her baby. But after a while, the reality, the nerves start kicking in. For a Toastmaster, it's most likely behind a chair, hiding. Please don't call me for table topics. Please don't call me for table topics. While I was a new mom, I was scared too. Especially when I heard a boom or a crack sound. I just changed the diapers. That better be my spine breaking. You know, I'm a new Toastmaster. I only had my icebreaker speech. But I have been a TM body though. High hopes, NASA level planning. But I felt like a new mom. Completely exhausted. Too much effort, but too little results. And just like a new mom feels I did not do a great job, I had others tell me that I was doing just fine. My mentor, TM Nisha, did the same. Do you know what a new Toastmaster mentor and a new mom have in common? Because they are exhausted by their mentees. You don't believe me? Listen to this. I'm testing my mentor at 11 p.m. Hey, sorry to bother you. I have to run a speech by you. I have to present it tomorrow. My mentor Nisha is thinking, what? Are you crazy? Tomorrow? But she'll say, yes, sure. Send it over. No, I don't want to send it over. I want to present it to you live. Zoom or Google Meet. She will think, why God, why? Why does bad things happen to good people? But she'll say, yes, sure. So it's in the middle of the night. I'm presenting with so much vigor, so much enthusiasm, so much passion. While my mentor has become a zombie. Or she's in a coma. Finally, the speech is over. My mentor is thinking, this is the worst speech I've ever heard in my life. But deep breaths. I'm a Toastmaster mentor. I have to be positive and tactful in my feedback. I know many of you have been there, haven't you? So she will say, great, looks good, better than last time. You know, a new mom also feels the same. She has to tell herself, deep breaths, especially when it comes to dads. Any dads in here? Show of hands. Okay, guys, how do you manage to sleep all night when the baby is crying? Really? See, the ones who laugh now are the ones who pretend that they are sleeping. Moving on to the next role. Again, VP Education. So what do a VP Education and a new mom have in common? Because they all wish the same. Everything to be immaculate. In VP Education will plan for a very detailed meeting, the ultimate Toastmaster agenda. A new mom will plan everything for the baby. Bath time, nap time, feed time. The odds are that The baby may sleep on time. A Toastmaster meeting may start. Moving on. The DTM, a distinguished Toastmaster. What do a distinguished Toastmaster and a new mom have in common? No. No. A new mom is not like a DTM. She is more extinguished than distinguished. Experienced moms are more like DTMs because they have seen it all. They exude authority. They can silence the room of rowdy kids in a second. And just like DTMs, the experienced moms don't understand what's a drama with the new ones anyway. A DTM will be like, oh, you've completed your level 2 speech in 3 months. Yeah, cool. Thinking, let's see you will renew membership next time or not. Back to moms. So next time, when you see a new mom struggling, think they are just like a new Toastmaster. Just give them a round of applause or a pat on the back because she is trying her best. And new moms, if you want to take a break from the chaos, just come to a Toastmaster meeting. It's the same chaos, but you, rather than taking care of someone, you will be taken care of. And as you become an experienced mom, you can be a distinguished Toastmaster too and command the room with just a glance. Thank you.
Timer, please. 1 minute silent for judges to mark the ballot. So we will continue. There is some technical issue with the remote of timing device. So I would like to request our third speaker of today's humorous contest, Toastmaster Mafaza Sharpan, with the speech title, You Don't Know Me. Toastmaster Mafaza Sharpan.
Hello. Once a wise man said that if one can do it, you can do it. If one cannot do it, you must do it. But the genius me used to always think in a very different way. If one can do it, I think in this way. If one can do it, let him do it. If one cannot do it, how can I do it? And our VP Education called me and asked me, Mafaza, there is a humorous contest. Are you going to participate in it? What I thought was, if everybody is participating, why I should participate? And when I was thinking of this stage, me competing with all these contestants, my heart started pumping out of my mouth. I'll tell you why. How many of you have seen horror movies? Let me put it this way. How many of you have glued to the screen and the horror is entering the scene? How many of you? Nobody? Okay. I never ever wanted to see the horror movie when horror is entering the scene. But for the first time in my whole life, I realized the horror is real. The ghosts are real. And getting scared is real. Dear contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, and the guests and the judges, good evening. Have you ever heard about the word outstanding backbencher? Punctuality, hard work, dedication, courageous are the characteristics of the good student, but not me. Me, I was always a mischievous student, but I score higher in all the exams. In my class, I like almost all the subjects, except for maths, science, and yes, English. Maths. My English teacher, the only good thing in my maths class was my maths teacher. She is very hot, tempered. The only common thing between me and her is she didn't want to know what I was doing in the class, and I didn't want to know what she was doing in the class. This similarity made us feel like we live in a different continent. For this reason, I always wanted to sit in a corner, backside table in maths class. So one day, during her class, I was sitting in the corner, backside of the class, and I was chatting with my friend. She came and asked, Mafaza, why are you talking while I'm teaching? I really wanted to ask, why are you teaching while I'm talking? Back then, maths is really a headache for me. I don't know why. Maths is the only subject. Back then, I really hated maths for two reasons. One, there is no logic in it. Maths give you a question like, Sam bought 67 watermelon and gave 13 to Paul. So how many watermelons left with Sam? You know, maths is the only subject. So many people buy so many watermelon and we never wonder why those watermelons were bought. And as a kid, I had many problems which I don't know how to solve. And teacher came and gave me X and Y problem to solve. I really want to tell, maths, please grow up and solve your own problem. Don't ask me to find your X. Don't ask me why, I will tell you not why. And now, you all please close the eyes. Close your eyes. Now you feel dark, empty, right? Now please open. This is the exact feeling I had in my history class. History class is like always a fruit cake for me, as it is full of dates. I really don't like both of them. Even it's very hard for me to remember my real age. And they are asking me to remember when the war was started, when the war was ended. And my teacher, one day, she told me the importance of invention. And what Thomas Alva's Edison was invented. And he invented and developed many devices as to sound recording and light bulb and everything. So she was telling me all the importance of this invention and she asked me, think, Mafaza, if he hadn't invented all these things, what would have happened in this world? Can you imagine? I said, yes, miss, I can imagine. If he is not him, somebody else would have invented. Correct? And then, the English. English is the only subject, until now I don't know why the delivery on ship is called cargo, the delivery on car is called shipment. I really don't know. And I really hate verbs in English. I dance, you dance, we all dance, she dances. Plural? Why? How many times she dances? I really don't understand the logic behind this. And apart from these school days, in my personal life also I had really many problems when I was a kid. And there is one friend of mine who is next door to me. She always used to compare her daughter to me. And one day, she woke up at 3 o'clock, 3 a.m. in the midnight, and she wanted to go to washroom. At that time, same time, I didn't know that she woke up. She's a neighbor. When I switch on my light, she also can see it. I woke up and I went to washroom. After I went to washroom and I want to hit my bed, and I heard from far away there is a noise, loud shouting. I opened my window and got shocked. That lady, that my friend's mother, was forcibly waking my friend up and telling, see the time, 3 a.m., see Mafaza's room, its light is on, she is studying. That is the only reason she is getting higher marks. See, I got shocked and I did not, after that, I didn't switch my light off. I just waited until sun come to switch my light off. So this is the scenario, it happens. And you don't have to be perfect at everything. If you are trying to be perfect at everything, you'll be not good at anything. So enjoy your minus, enjoy your plus, improve your plus, and that's it. Thank you.
One minute silence for the judges to mark the ballot.
Go ahead.
Our fourth speaker for today's contest is Toastmaster Saleh Rajab Abu Haya. His speech title is Long Journey. Toastmaster Saleh Abu Haya.
Do you imagine a man with, or no need to go with your imagination, I'm talking about myself. Do you imagine me who suffers from aerophobia, which means fear of flying, acrophobia, fear of heights, claustrophobia, fear of small spaces, claustrophobia, fear of public speaking, and last is TMM phobia, fear of, anybody knows?
Toastmasters.
Timing machine. Fear of not reaching the green light. So all this what I am suffering, I received an invitation from one of the biggest manufacturers in Brazil to visit them. And I have two options, either to follow my fears and stay home, or I will go with my vision and go to the Brazilian beaches. I mean the Brazilian factories. So I took the decision to go to Brazil. It is a 16 hours flight. So, and this is me after 2 hours. Fresh, calm, everything is sweet. 10 hours, exhausted, eyes red, totally exhausted. Now 15 hours before landing. You want to see how I'm looking like? I'm now in the Brazilian mood. Enjoying that I'm reaching now Brazil and I will be starting my training with happiness. As soon the plane landed, I immediately went so fast to the immigration officer counter, and I gave her my passport. For 15 seconds, she just was looking at me, and I thought that she fall in love with me. Just looking at me, until she told me, "Are you relaxed now?" I said, "Yeah." She told me, "Look at that side. There is another office there for custom declaration. You have to get that form from there, fill it, and come back." I was shouting at her, "Are you serious?" "Yes, go do that. But anyhow, come directly to me." I went, I filled that form, but I felt shy to come back or to cross that line. 2 minutes later, I was surprised that she's standing near me, to me and telling me, I told you to come to me, and you are still standing in the line. I told her, I felt shy, but she told me no. She took my passport, and she stamped it, and I looked into her Brazil. Relaxed for 1 day, then the training started. And as you can see, the training was so tough that in Brazil they serve food after every hour of training, there's food. 5 days finished with training. Now I have another 5 days for the job. So I traveled to Rio de Janeiro. I worked with a tourist office there, and the vacation started. So they told me, while we are walking, we are a group of multinationalities talking. Suddenly I found myself in a cable car. I told them what we are doing here. They said we are going to the peak of the mountain to enjoy the beautiful view from here of Rio de Janeiro. I said no. That lady, the tourist guide, she was shouting at me. Say what? Look at the gorgeous ladies around you and keep quiet. While she's saying that, the doors closed, so I don't have any other choice. So I grabbed the center bar, closed my eyes, and I start my prayers for around 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. Till I reached to the top. There, we spent around 3 hours, 4 hours. It was an amazing place, music, food, beautiful scenery there. Everything was amazing. Now the time to come back. Now I will keep my eyes open. Not for the gorgeous ladies, but for that beautiful view which I missed while going by. Next was, this is the sugar room where we went up and came down. Now we went to the, next was the Copacabana beach. It was amazing place, beautiful place. Maybe some Gen Z was asking why you kept this side small and this side big. That's something. Next was the Christ Redeemer. It is built on a mountain which is 700 high. So life journey is full of difficulties. And this difficulty of this journey we must travel in, no matter how bad the roads or the accommodation. Because if you follow the fears, what you have, you will never reach to what you want. In this trip, I broke that, or I overcome the fears, which aerophobia, acrophobia. Today, Toastmaster, timing machine phobia also I crossed. So, enjoy your life. Try to transform your fears into freedom. Over to you.
One minute silence for judges to mark the ballot. So our next contestant of the evening is Toastmaster Marwan Midhar. Toastmaster Marwan Midhar with the speech title Changing Lane. Toastmaster Marwan Midhar.
of you came here tonight to this venue through different roads at various speeds. Maybe you used your car, or your fellow Toastmasters car, or maybe your legs car. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, and everyone who came today through Sheikh Zayed Road. Good you made it. Because I was this close to make it to a hospital or a graveyard. Before telling you what happened to me, I have to let you know that I am a career coach. So everything that I see and explain is from that perspective. Sheikh Zayed Road is a phenomenon of 7 lanes, holding different kind of drivers with unique driving styles of what I call a natural career advancement journey. So at the first, we have on the extreme right, the slowpokes, people who are just chugging very slowly, very peacefully, and they line up together with no issues on speeding up. Probably accountants. No offense for any accountants. So I said, let me drive safe. So I joined them. And I went safe. But I thought, I'll never reach. So they couldn't understand my humble honking just to speed them up a little bit. Just a little bit. They thought I was crazy. And I thought that if my heart would beat with that speed, it would be a flat lane. So I decided to move into the middle lane. Those are my favorite. They're very comfortable, very steady, and they set their own speed and they stick to it. They never change lanes. No matter what avalanche is happening behind them, they just stick to their lane. So I joined them. It was a steady ride. It was fun. But I thought I wouldn't make it on time. So I decided to change lanes. And I forgot how loyal they are, how dependable, and how loving to each other, and how steady they are in their careers. They love each other to the extent that when they saw I was changing lanes, they started honking at me. What are you doing? You're crazy? You're trying to change lanes. Those are the people who will tell you that you're crazy and criticize you if you try to change your career or speed up a little bit. So I decided to change the lane into a more left one. Those are the perfect citizens. They drive fast, but they stick to the speed limit. Probably CEOs, managing directors, they consider anyone driving on that lane is a hurt to their ego or a demotion to their career. So I joined them and I thought, let's ride with the big boys. But actually, it's not an easy ride. They fight with each other. Crossing over is a lot, and it's not a fun ride. So that's it. I took my chances and I moved to the extreme left lane. And there, I experienced a very unique creature. And I like to call them speed demons. They feed on adrenaline. They drive so fast that they consider cars in front of them are vanished. They don't care about traffic fines. They have zero tolerance to anyone traveling slower than them. Those are the kind of people who get to the company yesterday morning and they get 3 promotions before today afternoon. So those people will not try to cross you over. They will knock you down to take your place. So stay away from them. Don't try to keep up. You can win the race, but you might not be able to afford the fines. So ladies and gentlemen, please remember that no matter how fast you go, it does matter how well of a destination you know. Because how well you can navigate the traffic lanes unless you want to stay with the slow boats for the rest 20 years of your life. Know that you have not to be scared of changing lanes or changing gears or even crossing over sometimes. Don't be discouraged of anyone honking upon you as much as you know your destination, because it's their problem if they're not able to keep up with you. God bless you.
1 minute for the judges. 1 minute silence for the judges to mark the bell. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Naina Suleiman. Her speech title is My Dearest Poppins. Toastmaster Naina Suleiman.
Good evening, everyone. Now, talk with your stomach. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Okay. How many of you have a good relationship with things in your life? It can be people, materialistic things. How about the relationship with yourself? Or even better, your poop. Santosh? Okay. So, I will tell you my secrets of a healthy relationship with myself. Okay. So, recently I had visited Nepal. It was a short break, only 15 days. The plan was for me to reach there prior to my trekking partner. So, I reached Nepal, I did the city tour. I did bungee jumping, which I absolutely did not jump. I was so scared. Anyway, the city tour was great. My trekking partner arrived on 19th November, morning flight. So I went to the airport to receive her. So the lady came with one hand luggage and one trolley. So looking at her, I asked her, what's the weight of this luggage? She said, only 26 kilos. Who comes for a trek with 26 kilos of luggage? Gosh. Ladies. Anyway, we reached our trekking point in the evening. I decided to take a quick shower, have food, sleep it out that night. And next day morning, when I woke up, I thought to myself, after all, it's a big day. Maybe I should poop. It's a long journey. So I looked at the toilet and it was looking fine. Okay? So I sat there, I was like, it was minus degrees, okay? Nothing was happening, no sign of sunshine apparently. I was like talking to myself, either you come out or stop talking to my trekking partner at night. Anyway, nothing happened. Moving forward, I had a quick breakfast. Then I was talking to my guide. So he pointed at two hills. That is your lunch and that is your dinner. I was like, oh, sure. In Dubai, we eat dessert. But yes, sure, I can manage with hills. So we started our trekking. There was this trend in the trekking with the trekkers and the locals. Whenever they see someone, they keep their hands like this and they say namaste. So especially the people who was coming down, climbing down, they had so much energy and happiness to say namaste. So I was exhausted climbing up. I was with a medium smile. I was like, okay, namaste. I had to be polite. So day 1 and day 2, the routine was very similar. So get up, get ready, have breakfast, start the trek, stop for lunch, and then move ahead and then reach the night stay and no sign of poop. So 2 days and no sign of sunshine, I thought. So then I realized the Newton's law of gravity, it is completely wrong. I was going up and nothing was coming down. Frustrating. So anyway, 3rd day was the day we were supposed to reach the Annapurna base camp where we were heading. So the day started with our guide saying, "Jum, jum." Jum means hurry, go fast. Then for a moment I felt like I'm a cow and he's saying, "Jum, jum, eat grass." So anyway, we reached the trekking point, and by the time we reached the trekking point, my trekking partner was severely sick. The altitude sickness was very bad, even I was tired. So we survived that night. We only had like 4 hours sleep. So we survived that night. And next day morning, I woke up so early to see the sunrise, all those. I saw it and then I thought, maybe I should try my luck again. Maybe I should try 15 minutes, not 5 minutes. I have to give time to myself. Okay, I was sitting, I was freezing. But no sign, 15 minutes. Then after 15 minutes, I started singing the song. Do you wanna build a snowman? No, nothing happened. And another 30 more seconds, a loud voice came suddenly. Are you insane, woman? Do you want to kill me? It's -8 degrees. So I was like, are you sure? Is it the weather or did I really hurt your feelings? Did I do something wrong? So then my pupils responded, yes, you did hurt my feelings. Since the bungee jump, I was trying to give you signals, but you were ignoring it completely. You know I'm used to the Dubai hot water, not like this. I was like, okay, calm down, we can settle it. Then even though I tried to sweet talk to her, and she was near the doorstep, she resisted to come out. It was bad. When I went out from the toilet, I had this hope within me, looking at my trekking partner's condition. Emergency evacuation, yes! That too on a chopper. I can maybe see the entire Himalayas. So I was so excited about the emergency evacuation, coordinating with everyone, insurance, the locals, everyone. My trekking partner told the worst, scariest thing in 2022. Let's walk down to the lower base. I was so depressed and hopeless, but then I decided, okay, let's walk down. We reached the lower base. Then I told my trekking partner that I have some business to settle. With all my energy, I grabbed a bucket of hot water and then I went to the toilet. Within 30 seconds, there she was, Eureka, the sunshine which I was missing. So I was so happy and it was the most satisfying moment in my 2022 life. So then the way I was climbing down for the trek, I was even saying namaste to everyone, and in case if I miss someone, I go back, say namaste, and then walk down. So then I realized the secret of my happiness is to get connected to myself, talk to my body, whatever it is, don't be shy, all those. And I would like to tell you all to have a healthy life and a healthy gut, talk to your poop. So I would like to conclude my speech wishing you all a happy poop. It can do wonders.
1 minute for silence for judges to mark the ballot. seventh speaker for today's humorous contest is Toastmaster Santosh Naik. His speech title is "What is the best age to get married?" Toastmaster Santosh Naik.
Good evening. Psychology is a bit powerful. I get a feel of good washroom. Thank you, Nina. So I want to ask you a very serious question today. Very serious. Listen to that question carefully. What is the best age to get married? To give you a clue, if you don't know, 40, 45? But I want answers from you. Come on.
30.
Right. You want?
25.
Absolutely. So we have a variety of ideal ages here. Now I want to narrate a real-time story. Long back, I and my friend, when I was 21 years old, his name was Chotu. Chotu means in Hindi, someone is shortened, right? He was so desperate to get married and very serious about it. And the reason is, his mother was putting a pressure on him. Such a kind mother, and I'll tell you why. So he came to me and said, Santosh, can you help me get married? I said, sure, fine, I'll do my best for that. So I took him to a broker, a marriage broker, a small office, and an old man was sitting reading newspaper. Very seriously reading newspaper. I went to him with like, so much confidence, probably overconfidence I would call. Okay? I said, sir, my friend is looking for a suitable girl, can you help him? That guy looked at the top. Slowly he came down. In the middle he was for a minute and then came down water. I didn't understand why all he was trying to do it. But I got to feel that he maybe picked up the wrong guy. I said, not me, sir. My friend actually is looking for. Then he changed his course and he did the same way with my friend. Top, middle, bottom. I was confused. What exactly is he trying to do it? And then I got a feeling that maybe he's trying to check whether we're compatible to get married or not. Traditional way of to check the compatibility. Maybe sure that some of you have an experience with that. And the outcome of that discussion was that you guys are not mature. Come back when you attain maturity. Well, okay, fine. We went home. Somehow Chotu got married after a few months. And every day he was putting pressure on me. The after effects of his marriage life. Nice and nice. I can't reveal today, unfortunately. I'm sure you are smart enough to understand. How many of you have studied biology here? Oh, right, okay, a good number of people who studied biology. Now I'll tell you why I asked this. So now I was a bit desperate to get married. So the challenge was my mom. She was one of the hardest mom, being a wife of an army man. So I went to home and she was cooking and was chopping vegetables. So I went, Mom, I want to talk to you. Can you come out for a minute? The reason I called you because she had a knife. And by conversation I had to make sure that, there's no objects that will jeopardize my life. She came out, yeah baby, tell me. Mom, I need a help. I want to help you basically. And I see that you're doing a lot for us. And you're getting old. That time my mom was around 35. I should not have said that. Biggest mistake. Lessons learned, of course. And I said, I want to get married. She got so furious and gave me a tight slap. And I still remember the power of the slap now. And that's the reason my, cheeks still people call them chubby cheeks and because of mom. Two things she clearly said. Be mature. I was wondering why the whole world is up to my maturity level. Okay. Second thing what she said is, in Malayalam, my mother tongue, Muttenu virgila, muttadakam. I didn't understand. But after a few minutes when I came out, I remember my biology teacher. She explained about the reproductive system once. And I connected the joints. Now you recall why I asked you whether you attended the biology class or not. Since you attended, so I don't want you to continue to explain everything. Very clear. So what she meant was, I'm not come out of the egg, and I'm thinking to produce eggs. in biology class. I was so embarrassed, really so ashamed of myself. At home, I'm not able to connect to her eyes. The way I was, going is like here, like this. And that is perhaps one of the reasons why today in Toastmasters I'm here, to improve my eye contact. Can you see now? It's improving well, right? So over the time, I built up that maturity level, got courage, confidence, and went to my mom again. It was a very direct conversation this time. Mom, I'm ready to get married, let's do it. She pulled her hands on my shoulder. Come on, son, I want to talk to you. Mama, no, I'm very clear about it. No more discussions, no more. No. I see that you are dealing maturity, but there are little things to be added. Little things, okay, fine. Okay, let's listen. She said, I have a desire, I want a home. You have to work on that home. You have to build a home for me. The second thing is that you want a sister. You have to take care of your sister, your education, her marriage. I was wondering, what is going on? What is my father doing there? Why is all of a sudden all the responsibility on my shoulder? I came out, I realized how strategically she infused those ideas in my mind. Those pointers. I believe she's one of the great diplomats who can tell you to go to hell so tactfully that you start packing your luggage. You should have been somewhere the ambassador of some Indian government or any other government. Finally, I came out of that, and at the age of 29, I approached her again. This time she was very ready about it. But she told me one thing. As per science, what science is that the moment you attain your biology class, you are entitled to be married. You're ready actually. But the philosophy schools of things, that's what brings the maturity into it. And because of to attain that maturity, you spend a lot of time and then get married at the age of either 25 or 28. But however, the lessons learned is that maturity has to be augmented. Keep in mind about the maturity. And that only comes when you work upon your experiences, learn about your challenges. Over to you.
1 minute silence for judges to mark the ballot. Our 8th contestant is Toastmaster Manish Kumar. His speech title is My Love Story. Toastmaster Manish Kumar.
How many of you want the love of their life in the first attempt? Please raise your hand. Only one. Good evening, everyone. My name is Manish. Man stands for heart, Ish for God. Heart close to the God is the meaning of my name. But when I was in my youth, I wanted to keep this heart close to the beautiful girls. But it never happened. It does not mean that I never used to try. I used to try very hard. I remember one incident. It will remind you Archie's Gallery. How many of you know about Archie's Gallery? In 90s, I bought a greeting card and a red rose on Valentine's Day for a beautiful girl who sometimes used to smile at me. I was waiting for this girl in the front entry of my college, but she left from the back side. I did not want this money to go in vain. I gave it to another beautiful girl. She threw my rose, and I threw my attitude. So what has been a magical word in my love life all the time, mostly all the time. Life was moving on. I was still struggling. I was single and I was ready to mingle. I came to Dubai when I was 28. This time, my parents, they were extremely frustrated because I was not getting married. I used to tell my mother, you are my darling, you are my sweetheart, you are a great mother. And she used to tell me, I don't want to be a good or great mother. Make me a grandmother. I can't do anything without a wife. They sent me few proposals. And one of them was very impressive. The picture that came to me was so beautiful, exactly like a famous Bollywood star, Aishwarya Rai. She was even ex-Miss World. And I was like, this is it. We started talking to each other and I thought before she changes her mind, I must go and get into the next level. I was invited by the girl's family. We all went. When I saw this girl, she was not even 1% close to the picture that I was. My heart was shattered. And this time, not only this girl who fooled me, even my parents were involved. Life was moving on. I was standing with few of my friends, and then I see a beautiful girl coming in. And believe me, I swear, first time I felt my heart was pounding. And bell rang in my mind. And the first thing that I thought, she's the marriage material. And I could not hold myself. I went to her in a Bollywood style, wearing these flashy glasses. Wearing these flashy glasses with the key in my hand. And I told her, Princess, this is the key of my heart. Would you like to hold it for the rest of your life? And I could see her expression becoming arranged. I did not waste my time, I ran from there. But I was very clear this time what I wanted in life. Next day I again approached her. I went to her and I started talking. I explained her what am I doing, what are my future plans, and why I want to get married. She told me, what the hell do you think about yourself? Who proposes a girl in the first meeting? I said, of course me. She informed me she is about to get engaged very soon. Her parents have fixed a marriage for her and she will go as per the parents' wish. And she has never met this guy. Again, my heart was broken very badly, as usual. And this time, I looked at the sky and told Almighty, what is this? Not even a single girl for me. And this time, I really tried very hard. Anyway, I was very sad and my friends here encouraged me not to give up. And I went with a new plan. I spoke to her again. I said, whole night I was thinking about you. And about the guy that you have never met. And I was thinking this guy is very smart, intelligent, very good physique and very well settled in life. What else you want? And I was very happy. But then there was a second thought. What if it is reversed? Do you think you should leave a guy like me? And believe me, I've got all the attributes I have just explained you. On top of that, I am even a very good singer. She started laughing. An Indian man believes if girl laughs or smiles, half the battle is gone. From here, my love life started moving in the positive side. I was married to the same girl, my wife Neha, and even my mother's wish came true. I am blessed with two beautiful daughters. My advice,
to all the Romeos, because most of them have not raised their hands. Never give up in life. And just listen to your heart. Though it is in left, but it is always right.
1 minute silence for judges to mark the ballot. Our next contestant is Toastmaster Rashid Hussain. His speech title is Childhood Then versus Now. Toastmaster Rashid Hussain.
Hi, my name is Rashid Hussain. Today, I want to talk about the generation gap between the latest generation and the previous our generation, which is millennials and Gen X. So, when I was a small kid, I could play with a small toy throughout the day, but I will never get bored. The same toy can be used by my friends, siblings, but we will never get bored. Today, my kids have iPad, iPod, AirPod, but still they sometimes say, Papa, we are getting bored. I don't know what you mean by bored. I just opened the dictionary and said, how to handle this boring thing. But I could not understand. So I feel the gap between the generation is huge now. So in my time, we found out a very unique way of entertaining ourselves. Friends used to sit in the corner of the road and count the cars going by. The car number you could memorize. How many cars, which model, when Sharma uncle is going, when Sheila auntie maid is coming, and when she is leaving. We knew all the database in our memory. So if there's a crime had to happen, police would come and ask us all the details, and we had such a big database in our memory, we could help them. So today, kids are very demanding. Like when we were small, we used to sit down in the bed and near the windows to see the star and moon. These kids want to be very close to the power extension box because they want to charge their devices all the time. And I don't know how to handle this kind of situation. So when we were young, obviously, so we had a lot of stuff like when I used to go. I want to talk about the parents also. These days, the parents are over concerned about the kids and children. So when we used to play outside, we used to take the bicycle, go home away 20 kilometer, 15 kilometer away from the home, and we used to do bicycle stunts. We used to dash each other, and when we come back, the first thing we will get one slap from the mommy. So we never bothered about winning or losing, but we were concerned about the beaten by mother. If I got hurt, she will not look at my hurt. First, she will slap me first, and then when I will cry with shock, not because of injury, but because of my mother's beating. And then she will get meltdown and she will love me and handle my injury. So, but today, my kids, if they are playing in the second room, and if somebody is shouting, ouch, my wife will run with the medicine box and try to handle and try to put the bandages, even if there is no injury at all. So this kind of differences we see nowadays in our day-to-day life. So, and also I feel like a lot of differences, but I don't recollect at the moment. I'm losing my thing. So my mother always used to say like, for example, these kids have invented a new language, abbreviation based on abbreviation. Like my mother asked her son, what do you mean by IDK, LY, DD, YYPL? The son replies, I don't know. I don't know. I love you. Talk to you later. The mother replies back saying that, oh, okay, no worries. I will check with your sister. So this kind of thing happens, So this is a generation gap I find in today's children and ourselves. Okay, thank you.
One minute silence for judges to mark the ballot. Our 10th speaker for Humorous Speech Contest is Toastmaster Yana Morton. Her speech title is Mastery Restaurant Assessor. Toastmaster Yana Morton.
Good evening, everyone, dear Toastmasters and dear guests. Do you hear me well?
Yes.
Excellent. So before I start my speech, I have two tasks for you, okay? Try to laugh as loud as possible during my speech, especially when you find out it's not really funny, okay? It's going to really help me. Okay, who's in? Who's in? Wow, well, amazing. Super happy. And second task, which I want you not to laugh at all because that's kind of embarrassing at my age. Lately, I feel like I'm coming down with Alzheimer's because some things I really don't remember very clearly. So if I speak and like part of my speech completely disappears from my head, it's my Alzheimer's, so don't laugh, okay? Who's in? Excellent, perfect. So my speech title is Mystery Restaurant Assessor, okay? And I want to share experience with you. I had a birthday week last week, and my dear friend Beata calls me, it's Thursday, early afternoon, and she goes, yeah, are you free tonight? And I'm kind of hesitant to say yes, because my friend Beata is happily single, so she doesn't have too little obligations at home, she doesn't need to prepare lunch boxes in the morning when she goes out, and when she goes out, it's like, tomorrow doesn't exist, let's party. So I was a little hesitant to say, yes, I'm free, but I'm like, okay, tell me more. And she goes, yeah, I have a budget for us in a really high-end restaurant, very fufu. For those of you who just hear the fufu expression for the first time, it's expression to describe high-end, very fancy establishment. And she said, our budget is 950 dirhams. And I'm like, yes, that's amazing. I'm in. And she was like, okay, but first I need to send you a whole list of questions that they will ask us after the experience. Okay. I'm like, yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. So before she sends those questions, I'm kind of going to, well, hold on a second, but what would my husband say if I just go out last minute? My two poor children, all the lunch boxes in the morning, who will do all of that? But anyway, the questionnaire came, And I started to read it through, and all of a sudden I felt like I'm prepping for like Harvard entry exam. There was so many questions that these guys wanted us to answer after the experience. I'm like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? This is not going to be fun. But anyway, I put on my positive attitude and said, let's go with it. So Beth came to pick me up, and something really unexpected happened on Shakeside Road, 7:00 p.m., and there was traffic. I mean, who experienced it? It's called the sharpen traffic, apparently, which I was really aware of. So Beth informs me, wow, this is really bad. I'm really hungry because we have this huge budget, so I didn't eat all day. So I could see her that she really wants to buy the steering wheel while we are stuck in the traffic. Just horrible. But we used the time wisely, and we spoke about what we're going to order and all the due diligence we need to do in the restaurant. And finally we got there. So we entered the restaurant. It's a very full place. And first thing I remember from the questionnaire, so how fast the waiter's going to be at our table? Is the table all set up? Is the waiter going to ask us whether we want still or sparkling water? All these details. So I completely forgot about like enjoying the experience because I was so hooked on answering all these questions. And I told Beth that can we maybe just write a note so we remember all these details from this Christmas? And she was like, no writing notes, like we are mystery, we should be supposed to be like invisible. And she said, but you can take out your phone. I take out my phone. So I'm going to be one of those people that I constantly judge when I'm at the restaurant looking around and people are on their phones. This is just horrible, really. But anyway, we took out our phones. We were messaging each other like two teenagers during the experience. And we got this waiter from Tajikistan, which is a country I never visited. And he comes to us, he introduced himself, his name is Victor. He's very young, and he was probably a little intimidated by us because we just really made his evening miserable with all the questions we needed to ask him to prove how high quality of the restaurant there is. And he wasn't happy. And at the end of the evening, he was kind of avoiding our table, which unfortunately for him, he lost lots of points. But there I am, okay, with my little guilt that I left my little obligations at home, looking at my watch. It's 10 o'clock at night. And I'm thinking, okay, Anna, you're having a good time. But at the same time, I'm noticing that I'm developing really strong, weak will not to be in bed by 10 p.m. during the weekdays. And I also think, okay, so my poor kids, who's going to put the homemade lunchboxes in their backpacks the next morning? So I thought, okay, maybe I'll just let them send their house bills and send them to the canteen to buy some candies. But overall, the experience was fantastic, okay? And I believe that to live is to experience new things. And if any of my friends next year for my birthday calls me with suggestion, late minute, let's go out, then I'll definitely will be in. Thank you.
1 minute for judges to mark the ballot. Our 11th and last speaker for Humorous Speech Contest is Toastmaster Amina Salm. Her speech title is Monsoon Wedding. Toastmaster Amina Salm.
camera, action. This happens in movies, right? But any thoughts where this happens? In our Desi weddings. Our weddings are not about bride and the groom. It is action-packed drama for food and fashion parade. Good evening, contestant, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guest. Let me share experience with you back home in Bangalore, wedding experience. And we know, back home, the wedding experience is out of the world. So, I dress up my best, so to walk the fashion ramp. As I enter the marriage hall, that's where the drama begins. Firstly, you have all the heads turning to see who's coming in. And I want to tell you that our weddings are segregated. Ladies on one side, gents on the other. As ladies turn, scanning begins. As a lady, I will tell you, we are the best scanners. We can put the airport scanners to shame. Minute details, top to bottom. Scanning is done, compliments. So nice to see you. So pretty you're looking. Nice jewelry. Dubai gala. Literally shoving their hand into my neck. And then somebody from the other side will come. So nice dress. Pakistani. See, we don't get this here. Ah, shoes. Flashy, flashy. So you become the center of attention. And in any party you go, you have always that auntie to put you down. I said, Ma, but put on weight. Don't worry. I have very good diet plan. In 3 months, 15 kilos you will lose. Of course, that disappoints me, and then I see the host running. So the whole drama is still happening on the aisle. She welcomes us, we see. As we sit, gossip begins. You know that fellow stole his own brother's property. Nowadays, water is flowing in their veins, not blood. That their maid ran away. Why? She wants more money. And their daughter-in-law, it seems left. Don't know the reason. But 3 months ago, they met in the wedding. So, music begins. The bride enters. So the whole focus is now on the bride. Ah, so pretty she's looking. Nice hairstyle. Wake up. Look like Kareena Kapoor only. Dress up. Ah, dress up is not bad. But jewelry. Why so less? Ah. In fact, she's decked up from the neck to the waist. So basically, a gold shop walking down the aisle. But she's a bride. We excuse her. That's a big day. We have the nikah ceremony and felicitations across the room. Finally, dinner. The most favorite part of all the guests. In Western weddings, they tell, let's go congratulate the bride and the groom. Here we have to say, come let's go eat or it's going to get full. So, as we sit, the caterers begin to serve and my, what kinds of kebabs. Various shapes, colors, sizes. And nowadays they're serving in these dishes where smoke is also coming out of it. As caterers are placing them, the way people help themselves. Literally they do this. I wait for my turn to take a few of those kebabs. I see the opposite person and the plate is stacked as Burj kebab. You know who's the person? The one who called me fat. So it's the kettle calling the pot black. And then the caterers bring in chicken curries, naans. I can see you, all of you are getting hungry. But the most awaited dish. All the biryani lovers, raise your hands. As biryani is placed, attack! I don't know where there are gaps in their tongue. But definitely they have holes. And then you see the plates. Plate is stacked as small biryani. And then it's followed by dessert. Our desserts are semi-liquids. So they are served in cups. That also 2-3 cups people take. And you know who are they ones? Ones who lamented in a gossip session. Sugars on borderline. But doctor said we can have little sugar. Little only we are having. So, and then it is followed by teas and coffees and jalebis, ice creams, sodas. For me, I devour little everything on the platter. Tummies are full. Dinner is done. Time to doze off. But actually, it's time to bid the bride off. It is an emotional journey, but that's the way it is. It begins to pour, and then a father comes. Come, let's go, or it's going to be day of judgment on the roads. So, as we leave, we have to greet. See you soon, see you soon. And suddenly, one auntie grabs my hand, takes me aside. What? See you soon? You're next. Marriage. baby in the carriage, career in the drainage. Of course, an awkward moment for me. So I run to my car, my parents are waiting. And then, as we start, not few meters away from the marriage hall, after party gossip session begins. My friends, I tell you, any party you go, your after party conversations are the most interesting. The whole movie will play out. My mother, what she was wearing? Backless, sleeveless, two. I know what she told me, I also give her one. My father, yeah, that fellow was wearing tight sherwani, full tummy out, and ate 3 dozen kebab. He said he was dieting. Stupid fellow. And that other fellow, he lost his job. How many jobs that person will lose? Huh? Big woman. For me, I give my humble feedback on food. Our food is tasty, but spicy. As the rain catches its momentum, our conversations get married. And when we reach home, no matter what has been spoken, said, or even heard, you left with fond memories. So yes, I love to attend weddings as long as it's not mine. And hence I brushed here so that when wedding trumpets don't go at my home. Over to you, contestant.
So this was how we concluded this humorous speech contest. We had 11 amazing participants. Hope you enjoyed. So there is 3 minute time for silence time for judges to tally the ballots. All participants, please come on the stage once again so that we can present the certificates to you.
You will call us one by one?
Is it silence still on?
Toastmaster Amita. Toastmaster Marwan. Toastmaster Nabil. Toastmaster Nabil.
In the cooking action. Cooking action.
Toastmaster Santosh. Toastmaster Manish. Toastmaster Jan. Toastmaster Amina.
Sally, you can come back. Come, please. Take pictures.
I am in the picture.
Can we have everybody over here for a group picture, please? One more, please. Everybody. Smile. People, please pay. Wait. Chief Judge, is it done?
Yeah.
So can you all come for the picture? Everybody. Not in the blue or shoe, please come. All the tall ones go behind. Come, everybody come. Girish, come. Ellen, come.
I got the call.
I didn't come.
Nisreen, special invitation. Come everybody for the picture.
It's snowing outside.
You take the picture. Marwa, come, Umar, come.
Tall ladies.
Thank you.
So cute.
COVID is over.
Smile.
Taking a selfie.
Smile.
Taking a selfie.
Come.
I'm just a timer.
Remember. Can somebody replace Sally, please?
Yeah, I'll take one panorama. How they can
Video?
No, picture.
Come, contestant. Come, now this one is coming. You're covering my shoes.
Oh my God. Now I will cover you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Omar.
So now we have a break for 10 minutes. Welcome back, everyone. It seems that our humorous contest was really a hit because people kept laughing even after the contest and they hit their glass of tea and it came all over. So it was a successful humorous contest and now it's time for the evaluation.
And for the evaluation contest, let me call our new Toastmaster, who's been a Toastmaster just for a year, been in Dubai for 7 years. He's a marketing manager, and he is the recent one to bite the dust. He just got married and then he disappeared, and then today he showed up after his marriage. So put your hands together for our contest chair evaluation, Toastmaster Soham.
Thank you, President Devi, for the wonderful introduction. Dear Chief Judge, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guests, good evening to all of you. It's my privilege to be the contest chair for today's speech evaluation contest. Today in our DTC club, we have the speech evaluation contest, and we have 8 contestants with us this evening. Just note a few things, some of the rules which were briefed to all the contestants on Friday over the briefing over the Zoom call, and I hope you all know the rules of the contest. I'll briefly tell you all the rules again. So the contest will begin with a test speech of 5 to 7 minutes by a test speaker or a mystery speaker, and contestants may take notes only during these 5 to 7 minutes when the test speaker is delivering the speech. After the test speech, all contestants will be escorted by the surgeon at arms to an adjacent waiting area outside the room, and they will be given 5 minutes to write their own notes again in there. And I'll request the timer to accompany the contestants and time the 5 minutes durations. Contestants to kindly hand over any mobile phone, tablets, or any gadgets to the surgeon at arms before proceeding to the waiting area. And the contestants have been informed of the timings for the contest. I'll just repeat it again. The green light will be turned on after 2 minutes and shall remain on. The amber light will be turned on 2 minutes and 30 seconds and shall remain on. And the red light will be turned on after 3 minutes and will remain on till the presentation is completed. Please note that the minimum timing is 30 seconds and the maximum is 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Otherwise, you will be disqualified if your speech is less or it's more. So, are there any questions by any of our contestants? Anyone? Okay, so I think there are no questions. So now let us meet our contestants. Please allow me to introduce the contestants in the order of their speaking. And contestants are requested to just stand up like we did for the humorous evaluation as well. So I'll just tell their names on this based on the speaking order. So contestant number 1, Toastmaster Amina Salma. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Jayashri Ravindran. Contestant number 3, Toastmaster Jana Morton. Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Marwan Nidar. Contestant number 5, Toastmaster Rashmi Nayak. Contestant number 6, Toastmaster Sandeep Adnani. Contestant number 7, Toastmaster Nora Jasasi. And contestant number 8, Toastmaster Rajesh Radhakrishna. So it is now time to begin the contest. I hope all the contestants, audience and everyone are ready, all the role players are ready as well. So I would I'll ask our Chief Judge, distinguished Toastmaster. Yeah, okay. So everyone, do you have the paper for taking notes? Please confirm, all the contestants. Yes. Papers and pen, and please mention your names also at the top. Yeah, so no reference to any chit, any reference from any digital gadget or anywhere. So as I told you, have 5 minutes when the mystery speaker is speaking, to those 5 minutes, and the 5 minutes when you are outside. So only that time you can prepare your notes.
While leaving the room, they need to keep their equipment in digital devices.
Yes, while leaving the room, you can keep or you can hand it over to surgeon at arms while leaving the room. So I'll ask Chief Judge, Distinguished Toastmaster Harish Krishnan, can we begin the contest?
Sure, definitely.
Thank you, Chief Judge. So allow me to introduce the test speaker for today. So our test speaker is Benjamin Oman. Please. Thank you, Toastmaster Benjamin. So, and the speech title is Humble Pie Toastmaster Benjamin Oman. You may start.
Have you ever been in a phase in your life when absolutely everything seems to be going your way? When it seems like you can do no wrong and the entire universe is conspiring in your favor? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and guests. Today I want to talk to you all about one such phase in my life. I learned during this phase that while it's good to experience that feeling and enjoy it while it lasts, it's also good to temper that feeling with a little bit of humility, with little slices of humble pie. This was a lesson that I learned from a professor of mine in college, one Mr. Pai. That's Pai spelled P-A-I. He was an extremely successful working professional who had a reputation not just as being a very successful architect, but also an extremely good teacher. So, you can imagine our excitement when we all learned that he was going to be teaching us that semester. So, first day of the semester rolls around and we all enter classroom. I don't know how many of you all can relate to this feeling when you look back at your younger selves, but I can tell you for sure that myself and my college mates were a bunch of entitled know-it-alls, absolutely certain that we had the answers to all of the world's questions. So, we walked into class, masters of the universe, barely registering our professor who had been seated at the table over there, with a few bags in front of him. He was a quiet and unassuming gentleman, his face buried in a book, not looking up as we entered, not registering up our presence, barely even acknowledging us as we walked in. Was this the great and powerful Mr. Pai that we were supposed to learn so much from? We were not impressed. Presently, the classroom filled up, and Mr. Pai looked up from his desk and seemed surprised to see us. He looked up and then started slowly unloading the contents of his bag. I remember peeping over the heads of my classmates, trying to figure out what was on the table in front of me, around the crowd. I distinctly remember the confused expression of many of my classmates, and as I pushed my way to the front of the crowd around the desk, I understood why. Mr. Pai had unloaded on the desk in front of him a box of eggs, a bunch of matchsticks, several stacks of newspapers, and some rolls of string. Mr. Pai looked up at all of our confused faces and then told each of us to collect one egg, a couple of sheets of newspaper, one roll of string, and one box of matches. When we had all complied, he led us out of the classroom and onto the roof of our two-story college building, where he gave us our assignment for the day. Our task was to engineer a contraption using the materials that we had in hand, such that we could drop that egg from the top of that building to the bottom, 2 floors below, in such a way that it doesn't break. I looked around at all of my classmates, and I was relieved to see that they looked as confused as I felt. "You have 30 minutes, Mr. Pai declared." The clock was running. We got to work. Looking down from 2 stories above, I was at a loss for words. How was I supposed to pull this off? I saw students starting to experiment. Papers were being folded. Rolls of string were being unstrung. Matches were being struck for some reason. As the clock kept ticking, I kept panicking. 5 minutes before the deadline, I lost it completely. I spread out my sheets of paper, crumpled my matches into a sort of protective bed, placed the egg in the middle of it, rolled all of it up, tied it up with string. My plan was to drop this protective ball and hope that my egg survived. It was time to start demonstrating our contraptions. Mr. Pai had us all line up on the edge of the roof and one by one demonstrate our devices. I saw a variety of designs fail. There were boxes made with matches, protective balls like mine. Some geniuses had just taken the trouble to tie a string around the egg and roll it down. But no, none of them worked. Mr. Pai had thought about everything. Soon enough, it was my turn. I stepped up with bated breath, held my device, and let go. I watched it fall 2 stories, take a couple of bounces, and come to rest. Had my egg survived? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a true story, not a fairy tale. Of course, my egg was broken. Soon enough, it was the turn of one of the shyest students in our class. He stepped over to the edge with what looked like a jumble of material in his hand and let go. The formless jumble fell for a few meters, and then, before you knew it, had unfurled into a beautiful working parachute. He had ingeniously made the boxes of matches a little basket for the egg, connected it to the corners of his sheet, and it was just a beautiful working device. The entire class celebrated, and no one celebrated louder than Mr. Pai, who gave a whoop and high-fived the winning student, and gave us all the rest of the period off as well. Mr. Pai captivated the class with that phenomenal first impression, and he followed through for the remainder of the semester. He was knowledgeable yet approachable, humble yet confident, kind but sharp. I learned a lot of things from Mr. Pai, but one of the things that I consider the most important was what I learned in that first class. When this most exciting of classes that was designed by this most humble of people allowed even the most humble student of ours to shine. Even today, when I'm soaring high after some professional success or enjoying some personal triumph, I try to remember the value of humility. I try to think back to that class and remember eating slices of humble pie in front of Mr. Pai. Over to you, moderator.
Thank you, our guest speaker, Toastmaster Benjamin. So, may I now request the Sergeant at Arms to escort the contestants to the adjacent area. Okay, 1 minute silence first. I think after that.
Is there a separate dining area? Yeah, yes.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, so let you all go with the Sergeant at Arms. Please, everyone. All participants. Yeah, the timer, please, time 5 minutes, and then we can start.
Can you please leave your devices here?
And please leave your devices also here. Please, yeah, you have to go out. All the contestants need to go out. Please leave your. No, you can. You need to take that.
Take the notes.
Yeah, you need to. You can write more notes. But please, yeah, please keep your devices. So timer, please. Time 5 minutes. Let me know. So I hope all the contestants are outside, and till everyone comes back, I think I have like a few table topics which we can do it right now till like the next 5 minutes. And any volunteers, you're most welcome to come and speak like for a couple of minutes. That's it. Don't be shy. So the first table topic question is, how have you changed in the last 5 years? How different is your life as if you compare to the last 5 years? So any volunteers, anyone want to speak anything about, please come ahead. Please, Toastmaster Nisreen. Welcome Toastmaster Nisreen.
Thank you. Good evening, Toastmasters. Good evening, guests. In our life, we go through a lot of changes. We go through a lot of transitions, and we come to. Is there a timer on?
You can speak for 2 minutes.
Okay, because I cannot see any timing.
It's not being judged, so you can just speak.
We go through, like I said, a lot of events in our life. We go through a lot of transitions, and along the way, we also get to know ourselves more. In my case, I've been through also a lot of changes and ups and downs. And how I changed, I would say, in the positive way, is that I have become much more patient with myself, more lenient with myself, less of a perfectionist. I used to be very perfectionist and never happy with things in general. So now it's not about perfection anymore, but it's about progression. And this also led me to also become more patient with others, because before I used to expect too much of others because I was expecting too much of myself. I would say I've become a bit wiser as well, and more relaxed about life and less impatient. So this is how the last 5 years, I would say, I have positively changed. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nisreen. That was a wonderful answer. So now comes my next question. Is how do you see yourself changed in the next 5 years? What do you want to see changed in yourself in the next 5 years? So any volunteers? Yes. Any guests? Please come in. Please, just 2 minutes. You can just talk. Please welcome Boy, please.
Yes. Hello.
Thank you, please. The floor is yours.
Basically, right now my brain is dead.
You can come in the center. It will be
yes.
better. We are all with you.
Yes. Oh, your brain is dead too. Because my life has been changing a lot in the last 5 years, which she just talked about herself. But I think that the pandemic last year has changed us a lot in terms of, your life inception. You were not the same as before it was the pandemic, I believe. With me, the same. So I used to be not really value things around me. But after the pandemic, it's get better. And I think that in the next 5 years, it's going to be changed in the way that you look at life. Instead of, okay, this is my target, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to change. And life is unpredictable, which makes it beautiful. So I'm just settling in Dubai for 2 months. And I actually don't know how long it's going to take me to be here or how it will be changed. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for how I'm going to be. I don't know. But I'm looking forward to it. That's it. Thanks.
That was wonderful by our guest. Any other guest, please? I can see we have one more guest. Please, just 2 minutes if you want to speak. Yeah. You can just come here like 2 minutes. It's 1 minute. Come, please. The stage. Please, everyone. Please welcome our guest Dheeraj.
So actually it's quite daunting to stand in front of the audience and speak. What was the thing?
The question is the same question. How do you see yourself change in the next 5 years?
I haven't thought about it actually. I'm not a visionary. So probably going towards more of in the spiritual front and making a difference in other people's lives. I run a company which employs more than 100 people. So making their life better by giving them the best and serving them. That's the plan ahead in the next 5 years, if you may ask them. Okay. Thanks for having me here. I was invited by Toastmasters Suketudari, who happens to be also a club member at BNI, and he's the president of the chapter. Thank you all.
Thank you, I guess. That was amazing. Do we have any more timer for everyone else to come? 5 minutes.
It's more than 5 minutes.
It's more than 5 minutes, so I think.
But they are running time.
Okay, go ahead. One more time.
Okay, so I have another question. Like, if any volunteers, it would be great. So the question is, how would an extra 5,000 dirhams a month change your life? That's an interesting question, I think. So, any volunteers? Anyone want to speak? Any guests? Anyone? Or should I call out people? I think, please, there is someone who wants to speak. Yeah, please, round of applause. Okay. Okay, Toastmaster Girish, please. How would an extra 5,000 dirhams change your life?
Hi, my name is Girish. I just joined the club today. So, yeah, I know, basically, if I actually say 5,000 dirhams doesn't make much of a difference in my life, I might be boasting. But to be honest, basically,
Okay, $5,000 for you.
$5,000, yes. That makes a big change, yes. Basically, if you ask me, whether I'm a materialistic person, I'm not a materialistic person as such, but I love cars and bikes. So $5,000 is a big amount, basically, where I can actually look at getting my dream car, where I pay $5,000 EMI. I think I can still afford a Ferrari at that point. But yeah, that is what I will do. Basically, I'll invest it on my cars or bikes. If you ask me, basically, whether I'll actually give it to charity, I'll think about it. That's it. Thanks.
Do we have time for another answer? Timer?
The timing is running out.
I think even 5 minutes are over.
We are more than 10 minutes.
Yeah. Devi?
For one more until they will not.
Okay, anyone else wants to answer the same question? Dollars, dirhams, Omani riyals, anything? We have? Okay, so we have our evaluation contest getting just started. So I'll call our contestant number 1, Toastmaster Amina Salma. Toastmaster Amina Salma, contestant number 1. Please. Thank you so much.
Some speeches are forgotten once they are delivered, and some are with us for a really long time. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, contest chair, and TM Benjamin. I can't see him. Oh, yes. TM Benjamin, I loved your speech. Your speech was remarkable. It had all the elements the speech should have: opening, body, and a conclusion. Your opening began with a question. Your speech was clear, concise, and the most important thing is that speeches connect with the audience is when you share a personal experience. And this experience which you shared, many of us, or maybe all of us, are students and probably came in the category of notorious. I was one. So hence, people were attentive to see what is these. And we have some professors who definitely bring in these kind of experiments. I loved your hand gestures, good vocabulary, and also the confidence that you delivered. Also, however, I would just give you some points for improvements were the pauses. So they were lacking in between, and then the humor was missing, followed by the vocal variety. So at the beginning of the speech, it was the same, the voice modulation was the same, the tones were changing a little later on. So you can invoke some kind of drama that the audience could, enjoy, especially when you're showing the experiment. And finally, I loved your message. Nowadays, people are not, we don't find a lot of humble people. Once they reach heights, they forget what roots they come from. And your message showed that. One particular student was so shy, and then however, thank you, sorry. However, the student, he showed you how it is. And that is something we all have to have in us. It doesn't mean the one who talks or one who makes loud music is the one who is the better. We have the saying, right? That empty vessels make noise. It's perfect for your speech. So I end this evaluation with a quote. Actually, not a quote from my thing. That humbleness is what touches the heart and exemplifies humanity. And it's always better that you're connected with your roots. Over to you, Contest.
Thank you. Can we have a minute silence for the judges to mark the ballots, please? I think we'll start with the second Toastmaster. Is it fine? Yeah. Okay, so we have our second evaluation, Toastmaster Jayashree Ravindran.
Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, and especially Speaker Benjamin. You know what's the most captivating part of that speech was? The content, his voice, the way he delivered the message he wanted to. I loved how riveting his opening was. It helped the audience to generate the interest, and his clear-cut logical transitions helped to continue the interest throughout the speech. And instead of wandering like this, he moved with purpose. No matter how excellent a speech was, there is always areas of improvement. Silent Messages, written by Albert Merhabian, psychology professor, talks about 7-38-55 rule of communication. It says that 7% of the message you want to convey, you can convey through words. 38% of the message is through your tone of voice, and 55% is the body language. First aspect, body language. It was great that you used the body language efficiently, but if you had placed your hand on your heart while saying a personal story and how it influenced you, it would have made a greater impact in your speech. And the second one, vocal variety. When I joined Toastmasters, I used to think that vocal variety means how high your voice should be or how low your voice should be. Then I learned about the power of pause, the power of pace, the power of silence, how much impact that can bring to your speech. For example, to add a pause, you could say that when you talk about public speaking, it's very important to be authentic. Like you, it's very important to use a personal story. Then the audience know that you are conveying a correct story, not plagiarized. And when you want to add more pace to your story, you can say that it's easy to get excited. It's time to gear up. You have worked a lot for this. Now it's time to show to the world what you're made of. Remember, every speech is an opportunity to improve yourself. So practice, practice, and practice. That's gonna make you perfect. Your speech was excellent, Mr. Benjamin, but you can be even better. And remember, to convey emotion in your story, use a very good tone of voice and use relevant body language in your speech so that you can generate a tremendous impact. Mr. Contestant.
Thank you so much, Jayashree, for the evaluation. Can we have a minute silence again for the judges to mark the ballots? Timer, please let me know when the 1 minute is over. Okay, so the time is up. So we have our third contestant, Toastmaster Jana Morton. Please stay.
Thank you. So this is my very first evaluation, and I'm really honored that I could be evaluating such a beautiful speech by Toastmaster Benjamin Oman. What I really loved was the beginning of his speech, how he came to the stage and he took on the stage with such a confidence and really captured our attention with his opening question. Have you experienced a time in your life when everything worked out in your favor? That was a moment for me and hopefully for all of you that really captured my attention, and I was willing just to really focus and listen what he has to say. I really like the tone of his voice. It was intriguing and very capturing. What I really appreciated is how he used all the area of the stage. He was walking from one side to another, and I really liked his body language. It was in such a flow. What I really appreciated were his gestures with his hands that were supporting what exactly he was speaking about. Really great job. And one thing I really have to acknowledge was the clarity and the tone of his voice. His English was impeccable. And what I also really appreciated was the little spaces, little pauses in between sentences. For me, it was really beautiful experience to witness very confident and very focused speaker, yet with all the body movement, which I, as a beginner of Toastmaster, cannot really do yet. So I really, really appreciated that. And one space for improvement, which for me it's really hard to say because that speech for me was perfect, was I noticed that the Toastmaster Benjamin was looking down at the floor. So maybe this is the little space for improvement that I would mention. And in summary, good speech can also become great. And to make it great, I wish him that he would use all of his confidence with all of his future speeches because his confidence is very capturing. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jana, for the evaluation. Can we have a minute's silence again, please, for the judges to mark the ballots? And the timer, please let me know once the 1 minute is over. Okay, so Toastmaster Marwan is not present at the moment. So Toastmaster Marwan is disqualified. And we'll have our next contestant for evaluation, Toastmaster Rashmi Nayak.
Contest chair, honored judges, my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, and of course, Benjamin. Hi. I loved listening to you. My speaker started off with a question which we all could relate to. We all yearn for such a phase in our life, so it was an instant connection. And then throughout his story, I was there with him. I was there in the college, in the classroom, when they went up to the terrace. I could see the story unfolding in front of me. So it was very engaging, very well narrated. He is an effortless speaker. Speaking comes naturally to him, and he did remember to make us laugh multiple times. So it was a great narration. Yeah, and great use of hand gestures as well. He could use the space, pretty decent usage of the stage space as well. If I were to recommend something to him, as I said, the story itself was very interesting. So if you could add a bit more visible drama to it, and also using your vocal variety, if you could add a bit more drama, it would have been even more interesting, because the story had drama in it. The moment where he opened his bag, why did he bring, first of all, such a bulky bag? What was in it? So everybody was curious. There was drama in it. And then when they all went up to the terrace, they were given a task. And he himself portrayed as a know-it-all guy. Then finally, it was this moment when his pride was about to be shattered, because my speaker was clueless about what to do with these properties. So he could have used his voice to express that panic, that excitement, and finally that eureka moment when one of the students succeeded finally, that when he dropped it down, that apparatus turned into a beautiful parachute. That was a eureka moment, I would say. So that excitement could have been there in the voice, then it would have made us also feel the same excitement. Oh yeah, it would have worked. Why did that never occur to me before? So such a curiosity was there. It could have been expressed a bit more. And there was emotion in it, there was passion in it, because I could connect to that story. We all have one or two such teachers. Unfortunately, we have only one or two, most of us. But I remembered my physics teacher who made me fall in love with the subject, just because he was a great teacher. And your body, your speech had a great body, it has great intro, very well written body, and towards the closure, you could very well connect with the subject matter, humble pie. And it carried a very important message, very relevant to carry throughout our life. So it's a beautiful message that you conveyed through your own personal story that makes it even more interesting. Using the space a bit more to narrate the story and adding a bit of drama is all that I have to give as feedback. Overall, great speech. Congratulations, Benjamin, and thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Master Rashmi. So can we have a minute silence again for the judges to mark the ballots? We have the 1 minute timers, please. Okay, so can we have our next speaker, Toastmaster Sandeep Patnani? Please. Thank you.
Humility is a quality that is found quite rarely in certain people. But when the same humility is served by an exceptional speaker with an exceptional story in that kind of a pie, it makes you want to bite every bit of it. And that was a wonderful job today done by our speaker. Toastmaster Benjamin, you indeed rocked the stage. And if I divide your evaluation in two parts, there were moments when your parachute was just flying with your eggs safely in it. Wait, that didn't sound right. Okay, forget it. You started off with a very interactive question, a very OP question that said, okay, how about having everything going your way? Caught the audience's attention straight away. Those were laced with some wonderful, powerful words throughout the speech. Bated breath, entitled know-it-alls, unassuming, engineering a contraption. These were words that sort of were, I would say, an audio treat, and we enjoyed your story as you went through it all. The very fact that it was a personal story, and you emphasized that it was a true story, made us feel the emotional connect as well. It was all about the mighty Mr. Pi. You had subtle, intelligent humor sprinkled throughout your speech as well. There was moments when the audience were just laughing along with you, and that just increased the connection that you had with them. Your body language, especially in certain cases when you showed us the walk, and a couple of other instances, really added that value to your speech. Now let me share a few slices of feedback which will take the speech to the next level. There were moments when you were actually looking away from the audience. You actually looked at the floor, looked a little away, and at that moment you lost a little bit of eye contact with the audience. You were going well with the connection, and don't let that thing take it away. There were some filler words, ahs and ums that were used throughout the speech. Try and have a little bit of control on that. The voice modulation I felt was lacking because your speech was monotone all throughout. There's a small example I would say. You use a statement that we were not impressed. So I think when you use a statement like that, you can go a little low, saying we were definitely not impressed. So when you do something like that, it sort of adds that voice modulation impact. And last but not the least, I felt the conclusion was rushed. You didn't let the message sink into the audience. You just said, okay, fine, over to you, Toastmaster of the day, after your last sentence was uttered. So I would say, take control of the stage, utter your last words, let the message sink to the audience, and then hand the stage over. Overall, I would say it was a wonderful speech, powerful words, and their personal story definitely added the impact. You sort of replace the filler words and make sure the conclusion is effective for you to bring out the best and add that extra cushion to your eggs so they land safely. In conclusion, I would say I'm a huge fan of desserts. I've got a big sweet tooth, but I must admit that this humble pie was one of the sweetest things I've ever had. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandeep, for the wonderful evaluation. Can we have a minute's silence again for the judges to mark the ballots? Okay, so we have our next contestant for the evaluation, Toastmaster Nora Nisasi. Welcome, Toastmaster Nora.
Hello, hi, good evening, dear Toastmasters and guests. First of all, please help me applaud our speaker for the day. He's doing a great job delivering the speech. And It was really captivating. It really engaged quite well with the audience, especially with his opening phrase, with saying, "Have you ever had the universe work for you?" Made us question, it made us wonder, how could what he would say relate to us, which is quite engaging for the audience, and I applaud him for that. It didn't only stop from the beginning of his speech, it also continued on as he kept on telling us the story of his speech going on. It was captivating because he described each character, from the main character to them, the characters within the story, and how the outplay of the setting was. With that, we saw a lot of body language, which was very animated. You could see that with his hand movements and gestures. We could see that how from the way he was walking around the stage, from the right to the left, from the left to the right, and the middle. So that was very theatrical, and it really helps us to pay attention and enjoy the storytelling even more. With that, he gave us the challenge with the eggs and the newspaper and the string and the matches. So it made us really live the scenario in that. As he recalled the memory, he did a lot of pauses, which with that gave us that animated suspense to it. So, ways of development, I would say there was a bit of a voice shake in between the way he was talking. So I would recommend maybe to rehearse the story again in different settings, in different times. I think that could improve it. And tell even more stories from here, there, and everywhere. I feel that that will just develop his speech to a higher level. Even though he gave us a very amusing speech, which was catchy from the beginning, the middle, and the end, and with a great punchline to the morale of the takeaway of the story. So I salute you. Thank you.
Can we have a minute's silence again, please, for the judges to mark the ballots? Okay, so we have our final speaker, Toastmaster Rajesh Krishnan.
Hello everyone, I am the final evaluation contestant of tonight. Today my duty is to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Benjamin Oman, and the title of the speech was The Humble Pie. Toastmaster Benjamin Oman has finished his speech within time. Toastmaster Benjamin has succeeded in reminding us the utmost importance of humility with his speech. If inspiration is what led to the purpose of the speech, then he has accomplished what the speech was intended for. The first thing that I have noticed of Mr. Benjamin is his voice. It was clear and loud. he did not require an amplifying device at all. He has used the best of hand gestures, and he has made eye contact with most of the people in the audience. He has illustrated an inspiring story of his professor teaching his students of humility through an experiment. With hand gestures, he could actually tell us how each student has performed the experiment. It was very illustrative. He has used the magic of words with dual words like smart but approachable, kind but sharp, etc. He has also used the best utilization of the stage space. The only thing that I would recommend that he could use is adding more emotion to his voice. He has a wonderful voice, so if you could adjust a bit of pitch whenever he shows excitement of a higher pitch, and if he needs to emote a lower emotion on a lower speech, that would be perfect. So overall, the speech was good. So it was the preparation, the practice, and the execution was there to see. From here on, I look forward Toastmaster Benjamin Oman's more speeches with stories of Professor Pie in it, the humble pie. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajesh. Please, can we have now absolute silence and wait for the judges to mark the ballots? Okay, so the time is up. Now I request our Chief Judge to kindly let us know if we can proceed with the rest of the proceedings. We can go ahead. Okay, so we'll hand over the participation certificates now, and I request our President Toastmaster DV to distribute the certificates. So I'll just call all the participants on in the sequence. So first, can we have Toastmaster? So I'll call all the participants. One by one. Toastmaster Jesh. Toastmaster Jana. Toastmaster Rashmi. Toastmaster Sandeep.
Come away from Russian, please.
Toastmaster Nora. and Toastmaster Rajesh. Congratulations, everyone. Group picture. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Mystery speaker.
Mystery speaker. Can we call a mystery speaker too? Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so this concludes our evaluation speech contest. I thank our Chief Judge, Distinguished Toastmaster Harish, and our President, Distinguished Toastmaster Devi, and our Education Chair, Distinguished Toastmaster Nisha, for providing me this opportunity to be the contest chair. May I now request the Chief Judge to let us know if the results are ready. Almost. Okay. Done? No, yeah. So I'll request you and TV to present the results. Sure. Thank you.
While the certificates are getting prepared, I thought I'll just give you a small, vote of thanks. By far, I feel that in the recent times, this is the best contest I have ever been part as a chief judge. Story never ends there. You have to ask me why. Why? Once more, why? Okay, this started from 21st early morning. It was on a Saturday. I was a chief judge at 9 o'clock. You know how 9 o'clock you're grumpy and you come on the screen with the lungi and suit. So this is a problem. When you come on physically, you have to be fully, So I had literally lungi and suit with a, no tie, yeah. I forgot I'm wearing since ages. So I sat and, which was a contest, let me remember. So this was booked almost 1.5 months back. Harish be the chief judge. Okay. I said, okay, 1.5 months. So it came. So there's only 2 contests because another 2 contests after 1 month. So I sat there and said, okay, there's only one contestant for international. Okay, so let's nominate. So that was over. I just sat like this. Then there was this evaluation. There's only 2 contestants. Okay, I spent more time on the mystery speaker than 2 contestants. So that got over. Then came the evening, which was a physical one. So I had to drive to Sharjah. One of the role players is in the room, so I don't want to look at him. So there we went. Totally we had all the 4 contests, but 5 contestants. So it's a mix and match. He's there in this, she's not there in that. So finally, while I was on the stage, they said, can you quickly give me 3 topics for the See the preparation, the amount of preparation, Then comes the biggest and the real surprise one, which was on Sunday morning. That again, I'm the chief judge, so I thought everybody is there. No, I have to bring the whole package. Then nobody will come at 9 o'clock in the morning. I even asked DTM Pragya, said, no, morning it's my family time. So I arranged one DTM from Saudi and one DTM from Jordan. So again, lungi, and I have a brown, another, jacket. I sat. I thought, okay, I have this window. I took the tea and sat. By the time I sat, international contest is over. Again, one domination. Then comes table topics. Okay. Somehow we managed, and one got disqualified also. Then comes the other one, humorous. Okay, that's also one. So my throat is not well. Okay, you are also nominated. within 45 minutes, I finished that contest. And now coming, I told in one of the contests, oh, now I'm going to Dubai Toastmasters. So the sum total of all these 3 contests, you have more contests in one contest itself. Imagine. That shows the level of participation. Because for a club, no matter how good you're a speaker, but if you really pitch in and do your role, that's what matters. It's not the results. And I have to give a special salute to this Toastmasters. I'm sure at some point she's the chief judge or I'm the chief judge. So she was literally crafting me, even I should stand here also, she would have, sketched. So that much of detail she has got. Hats off to you. I think that after seeing these 3 previous ones, this is the best. I am sure BB is there to, support you and the entire XCOM. Well done. And always, while I was talking to Diana, she walked in last meeting when I was a G. I said, you won't see me quite often here. Whenever you require, I will be present, And see, I am also a chief judge here. So it's, in fact, a great honor because Dubai Toastmasters was my first entry to Toastmasters. And I come at very important junctions every year in, Dubai Toastmasters. So thank you. Thanks a lot. I think our certificates are ready, right? Before I hand over the certificate, no. There were 2 disqualifications. One was a time disqualification, and another was a process disqualification because maybe we didn't say correctly or there was a misunderstanding. But there was so these 2 disqualifications there. So for that, we'll start with the President, please, and the first contest chair, Mr. Rashid.
Okay, so for the evaluation contest, okay, for the humorous contest, the 3rd place goes to our lover boy Toastmaster Manish. Congratulations. Yeah, you come here. Where are your glass?
My glass is in my pocket.
Thank you. The 2nd place goes to the one who hates maths. Put your hands together for Toastmaster. And the 1st place, I think she's in the process of being a new mommy. That's why she kept talking about you. With the certificates and the trophies. Thank you, Sally. Congratulations for winners.
Thank you.
I went, no, you can wish her at home, Rajesh. And thank you, Rashid. Moving on to the evaluation contest. So for the evaluation contest, the third place goes to Toastmaster Yana Morton. Big shock, but thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Here's your trophy.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Second place goes to Toastmaster Rashmi Nair. Congratulations. And our winner for the evaluation contest is Toastmaster Sandeepan Nair.
Some pie tonight. Closer. Not the Russian. No.
You can cut me out.
No. You cut me out.
Yeah, actually,
Oh, really? Sorry.
Can we have all the winners together, and can we have our division director, Toastmaster from DTM Pragya as well? Hi. Manish?
Yes.
Go, Manish.
Looking for the glass.
And Rashid. Rashid.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations to you all.
Congratulations.
Okay, the meeting is over now. Normally,
I just have to say one word of
okay,
thanks.
sure.
Thank you, my dear faceless but body soul. Because if it was a Zoom, we can say bodiless souls also. But now they are physically here. I know it's this is not working. I'm sure because 12 contestants, those system would have been. But thanks a lot. Also the role players and my dear tally counters. Please, thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, normally we have a presentation that we need to do the Toastmaster presentation, but in the interest of time and also considering that it is a contest, I will get in touch with the guests personally and take you all through the presentation. Second, I want to thank everyone, Chief Judge, Distinguished Toastmaster Harish and his panel of invisible judges. Guys, I'm talking.
Guys, 1 minute.
Excuse me.
1 minute, guys.
President, let's talk.
Give me a minute, okay? Let me give my vote of thanks. Congratulations to our lovely, humorous, distinguished Toastmaster Harish and his judges. Thank you to our lovely contest chairs, Toastmaster Rashid and Toastmaster Soham for a wonderful job done. Thank you to our timers, Toastmaster Mahir and Toastmaster Omar. Thank you to our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Suketu, Toastmaster Shalu, Toastmaster Saleh. Thank you to all our contestants and the audience today. Thank you so much for your presence. Our next meeting is a milestone meeting, 725th meeting. Distinguished Toastmaster Colonel Muhammad Murad is our TMOD. I am looking forward to seeing you all. With that, I end today's meeting with the power vested in me. I now declare this meeting closed. Good night.